Have you ever wondered how one man can change the course of history, for better or for worse? Our story begins in 1957, in the bustling city of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where a boy named Osama Bin Laden was born. His family was anything but ordinary. He was one of over 50 children of Mohammed bin Laden, a self-made billionaire. With such a large family, it was a challenge to stand out, yet Osama managed to do just that. His early years were shaped by a traditional education, but his thirst for knowledge was insatiable. He pursued a degree in public administration at King Abdul Aziz University in Jeddah, a testament to his ambitious nature. Yet bin Laden's interests weren't solely academic. From a young age, he exhibited a deep and unshakable commitment to his faith that would later become a defining characteristic of his life. In the midst of his studies, bin Laden's personal life took a significant turn. He entered into an early marriage with a Syrian girl, a decision that further highlighted his devotion to tradition and religion. This marriage, like his faith, would become a cornerstone of his existence, shaping the man he would ultimately become. These early experiences, his birth in a wealthy family, his education, his early marriage, all played a significant role in shaping Osama bin Laden. Yet, they provide only a glimpse into the complex tapestry of his life. For beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary young man, a storm was brewing. A storm that would shake the world to its very core. From these humble beginnings, no one could have predicted the path that Osama bin Laden would take. What catalyzes a person to form a global terrorist organization? The answer lies within Osama bin Laden's life journey, a tale marked by radicalization and militant activities. Born into affluence, bin Laden's journey took a tumultuous turn as he embraced radical views. He found himself drawn to the teachings of extremist ideologies, which ultimately led him down a path of violence and terror. His travels to Afghanistan, Sudan, and Pakistan marked crucial turning points in his life, further fueling his radical beliefs and shaping his future actions. In Afghanistan, bin Laden encountered the Mujahideen, freedom fighters battling the Soviet Union's invasion. The experience had a profound influence on him, igniting his desire to wage a holy war, or jihad, against perceived enemies of Islam. Sudan offered bin Laden a safe haven to plan and strategize. It was here that his ideas began to take a more concrete form. His radical ideologies found a broad audience and his influence grew exponentially. However, it was in Pakistan that bin Laden's vision truly came to life. He found allies in the country's militant groups, and together they laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most infamous terrorist organizations in the world. The formation of Al-Qaeda marked a significant moment in bin Laden's journey. The organization became a manifestation of his radical beliefs and a vehicle for his violent ambitions. As its leader, bin Laden masterminded a series of attacks that would shock the world and etch his name in the annals of infamy. Under bin Laden's leadership, Al-Qaeda grew in strength and reach. He managed to bring together disparate radical groups under one banner, creating a unified front against their perceived enemies. His charismatic leadership and persuasive rhetoric fueled the organization's growth, attracting followers from around the globe. The early activities of Al-Qaeda were characterized by a series of violent attacks. They targeted symbols of Western power, aiming to instill fear and chaos. Each attack served to bolster their cause, rallying more followers to their violent cause. And so, Al-Qaeda was born, and with it, a new era of global terrorism. What happens when a man's ideology causes the death of thousands? This is what the world asked as Osama bin Laden's reign of terror unfolded before our very eyes. Osama bin Laden, the notorious founder of Al-Qaeda, orchestrated a series of devastating attacks that shook the world to its core. His actions were fueled by a radicalized view of religion and politics, resulting in a wave of violence that would forever change the global landscape. One of his most infamous operations was the suicide bombing of the U.S. warship Cole in the Yemeni port of Aden in the year 2000. This audacious attack marked a chilling escalation in Al-Qaeda's campaign of terror. 17 American sailors lost their lives that day, and 39 were injured. The world watched in horror, beginning to understand the true extent of bin Laden's reach and the lengths he would go to further his cause. But it was the September 11th attacks in 2001 that truly marked bin Laden as the face of global terrorism. In a series of coordinated suicide attacks, Al-Qaeda operatives hijacked 4 U.S. commercial airplanes. 2 of them were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, causing both towers to collapse within hours. A third plane hit the Pentagon, and the fourth, United Flight 93, crashed in Pennsylvania after passengers attempted to retake the plane from the hijackers. In total, nearly 3,000 people were killed, making it the deadliest terrorist attack in human history. These attacks had far-reaching consequences. They sparked a global war on terror, led to the invasion of Afghanistan, and fundamentally altered perceptions of security and terrorism around the world. The world was no longer the same. A shadow had been cast, a shadow that even today we find challenging to shake off. In a span of a few years, Osama Bin Laden had become the face of global terrorism. His actions, driven by a twisted ideology, resulted in the loss of countless innocent lives and left a lasting impact on global security and international relations. The reign of terror that Bin Laden orchestrated was not just a series of attacks. It was a stark reminder of the depths to which humanity can sink when blinded by hatred and extremism. How does the world react when their most wanted man is no more? The hunt for Osama bin Laden was a decade-long saga that ended on a fateful night in May 2011. A special operations team, acting on President Obama's order, infiltrated a compound in Pakistan. There, in the heart of the night, the world's most wanted terrorist met his end. The immediate aftermath of bin Laden's death was a cascade of emotions. Relief, triumph, and a bitter sense of closure washed over some, while others were left grappling with the grim reminder of the lives lost in his reign of terror. The face of Al-Qaeda was gone, but the organization was far from dismantled. His death was a significant blow, yet it didn't spell the end for global terrorism. In the power vacuum that followed, the terrorist organization splintered, evolved, and continued its operations in different parts of the world. The man was gone, but the ideology he propagated lived on, a chilling testament to his impact. Osama bin Laden's death marked the end of an era, but his legacy continues to haunt the world. What's the lasting impact of one man's reign of terror on the world? This question brings us to the legacy of Osama bin Laden, a legacy that has left an indelible mark on global terrorism, security policies, and international relations. The actions of bin Laden, a Saudi-born militant leader and founder of Al-Qaeda, have had a profound long-term impact on the world. His orchestrated series of attacks across multiple countries not only claimed thousands of lives, but also reshaped the landscape of global security. Post-9/11s, nations worldwide were compelled to reevaluate their security measures and counter-terrorism strategies, leading to a heightened state of vigilance that persists to this day. Bin Laden's influence did not end with his death in May 2011. His legacy continues to inspire similar extremist organizations that follow the same violent ideology. Al-Qaeda, the organization he founded, remains a significant threat to global peace. His teachings and strategies have been adopted and adapted by other terrorist groups, perpetuating the cycle of violence and intimidation. The repercussions of bin Laden's actions extend beyond the realm of security. They have had a profound effect on international relations, particularly for the United States. In the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, the U.S. launched the War on Terror, leading to long-term military engagements in Afghanistan and Iraq. These actions have significantly influenced the geopolitical landscape, affecting U.S. relations with the Middle East and other regions. In a broader sense, bin Laden's legacy serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of radicalization. His story underscores the need for ongoing vigilance and efforts to counter extremist ideologies worldwide. It also highlights the importance of fostering understanding and dialogue between different cultures and religions to prevent the rise of such violent extremism. Osama bin Laden may be gone, but his impact on the world remains. His story serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of radicalization and terrorism. If you found this video informative and eye-opening, we encourage you to share it with others. By doing so, you can help to spread awareness about the legacy of terrorism and the importance of countering extremist ideologies. If you appreciate content like this, hit the like button and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, Torah Apologetics. We consistently produce videos that delve into critical historical events and figures, aiming to foster understanding and dialogue. For real-time updates and interactive discussions, follow our Facebook fan page, Torah Apologetics. Your support enables us to continue our mission of educating and promoting peaceful dialogue. Thank you for watching, and remember, knowledge is power. Together, we can make a difference.